I love the album. I love the vibe of the album. And you know what is crazy to me about this album? Because I know that you have been active, you have been releasing albums and so on, but to me, it almost sounds like like a comeback album. Like you revived some energy of your earlier works on this album. I don't know. Do you feel the same about the album?
Yes, I do. Uh, and I think that Steve Jordan, the guy that produced it, who you probably know about, um, had something to do with just that I had worked with him in like 1992 or something. And I really, really, really loved the experience. And there's just a lot of energy, and he pushes the organic rock kind of thing where it's just a band in a room and and yeah, I mean it's a reinvigorating kind of a record, I think, because the last three records were all done here in Minneapolis with John Fields, which was just sort of a different kind of way of going about it. There was more effects and just less live, So, like, for instance, on one song, which I thought was kind of interesting, I played the song on acoustic guitar to a click track, and then the band added their stuff after that. And Michael Bland is a good enough drummer that he can seamlessly and perfectly execute that. And that's a rare gift.
Yeah, so you recorded this album mostly live in studio, right?
Yes, it's all recorded here in Minneapolis, live in the studio at a place called Terrarium, which is, Minneapolis isn't that big, so it's a room where I'm comfortable. And yeah, and Steve is someone that makes you feel comfortable and just kind of keeps things flowing.
Yeah, and when did you decide that you want to work with Steve again? Because since the last time you worked with him, so many things has changed. I mean, now he's playing with the Rolling Stones, right?
Right. Exactly. And I mean, I've gained a lot of experience or wisdom or whatever you want to call it. At the same time, uh, there's a certain, uh, not really sure what the word is. It's like it's innocence or rediscovering um, something that may have got a little confused along the way. I mean, I guess you're restricted to your budget, and how you spend the money is well, you can sort of do it any way you want. And yeah, Michael Bland is actually everybody in the band is either an engineer or a producer, or they all make their own music, and they're all extremely talented. So it works pretty good as far as people understanding the studio sort of experience. I'm sorry if I forgot your question completely.
No, that's no problem. I was asking about, Steve, and I wonder I mean, how did you get in touch with Steve Jordan in the first place? I mean, back in the 90s when he produced your album and the Horse They Rode,
It was a friend of mine who worked at A&M Records, and she suggested that we meet Steve, and we instantly hit it off, or at least I did. I was just like, I want to work with this guy. I mean, I never had such a quick reaction, with the exception of when Michael Bland came and auditioned for the band. It took about 3 minutes for me to go, oh, that's the guy.
Maybe the thing is that you work the best when you work with drummers as a producer, because like Let Your Dim Light Shine was produced by Batch Vic, right?
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's a good point. And I noticed that there are a lot of drummers. Well, not a lot, but drummers, I think probably, and I'm just speculating here, but it seems like there's drummers that are really interested in what you can do in the studio. And when you think about it, a drum set, you know, it can have 3 or 16 microphones on it. So that just makes your perspective of the way things sound a little different. It's not going through an amplifier. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just an acoustic instrument kind of a thing. And well, for bands like mine, if you're just playing a regular acoustic guitar, um, sometimes you can't hear it because it's a loud band.
Mm.